What's good? So this is another unit that a lot of people had requested in the past, so we'll go ahead and knock this out. Of course, this is the Super Strength Super Saiyan 2 Trunks unit. Funny thing is, this is actually the only Super Saiyan 2 Trunks unit that exists in Dokkan Battle. For some odd reason, this is the only version of that. On top of that, this unit was actually released a long time ago. Now that we think about it, it was actually released on April 2016 in JP, and has yet to get a Dokkan AWAKEN into a TUR state. I don't know why, they must have just forgot about this unit, but I think this is one of those units that definitely do deserve some sort of awakening or improvement, but we'll actually see what happens, I guess, later down the road. But, as always, let's go ahead and talk about the unit itself and breakdown of the skill sets. So, again, this is the Super Strength Super Saiyan 2 Teen Trunks. Leader skills, all types, attack increase of 25%. Super attack will cause supreme damage and raises attack for 3 turns. The passive skill is strength type, attack and defense increase of 25%, so it's actually pretty decent considering how old this unit is in terms of supporting roles. Now, for this showcase itself, we're not going to focus too much on the passive besides, helping himself out, because honestly other support units are different types and they can help out even more. In terms of links, you are looking at Golden Warrior, that is +1 Ki, enemies defense minus 2000. Saiyan Lineage is +1 Ki, Super Saiyan is 10% to attack. Royal Lineage is +1 Ki, Saiyan Warrior Race 700 to attack, and then Prepare for Battle is +2 Ki. This unit does fall into 3 categories: Hybrid Saiyans, Time Travelers, and Vegeta's Family. So for this particular showcase, you will see it on Vegeta's Family category. Now at 100% potential, you are looking at HP of 13,755, attack is 12,963, and defense is 9,055. 12 Ki Multiplier is 130%. So again, this is definitely one of those older units. You don't really hear about this guy too much. Again, never got the TUR state or Dokkan AWAKEN, whatever you want to call it, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm probably not alone when I say this, that I've always wanted this guy to get some sort of Dokkan AWAKEN and some improvements. I mean, it's actually a pretty decent looking unit in terms of card art itself, and the unit itself isn't too bad for a unit with only max level of 100, you know what I mean? Like, the passive support, even though it's only to strength types, it's actually pretty decent. You do have to understand, this unit never got a Dokkan AWAKEN, so the passive skill of 25% to attack and defense for strength type, that is what originally it was. So the fact that it, it's pretty much 3 years old now, and the fact that it had a pretty decent boost overall, I mean, that tells you it was a pretty decent unit at the time. Just a matter of when that, update's going to happen, if it ever is. But hopefully it will at some point. I don't know. But in terms of the showcase itself, I mean, you do see units, a lot of units, that do at least share the Super Saiyan and at times like the Golden Warrior link skill. I'm only going to cover like the most important links in terms of, increasing attack stats and whatnot. I mean, the key links, I mean, most of these units do have Royal Lineage. It is Vegeta's Family after all. Some of these do have Prepare for Battle as well. So links aren't necessarily a problem with this particular unit. It does pretty well. For the most part, you're not going to have to worry about getting off a super attack or anything like that. It's more or less, it's an older unit. That's all that is. Of course, you want to include units like the Race Trunks and the Vegeta units that did get the Easy A's recently. I mean, that is a phenomenal Easy A's for support type units. So, you see these guys sandwiching the Trunks unit right here. So maximum potentials in terms of supporting passive increases. The attack stats are doing okay. I mean, given that he is getting a lot of help, and honestly, for such an old unit, I think it's okay to try and boost his attack stats as much as possible based on, the supporting units in the rotation or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, he's doing okay. I would assume without the supporting units in the rotation, he'll still be able to put up like 500,000 in potential attack, which is still pretty decent. It's not great, but it's certainly okay considering, this unit is pretty old. I mean, we're talking about This unit came out again on April of 2016. It's been 3 years, you know, so it's been 3 years since he's got a Dokkan Awaken. We'll just put it that way. That's the crazy part, you know. I don't know what it is. They must have just forgot about this unit, or there's not really an interest. But I think for considering that it is the only Super Saiyan 2 Trunks unit in Dokkan Battle, I would almost wish that they would actually give this guy TUR state, because again, it's the only one. So hopefully they revamp their interest in this guy and actually update it. But I don't know, like that whole question begs, you know, another whole discussion of, for example, like the Super Dragon Ball Heroes units that come out, I think like late fall every year, as part of, you know, the annual celebration or whatever. But a lot of those guys haven't even got a Dokkan Awaken yet either, so it's kind of weird how things work. You know, some things they focus well on, and other things they just kind of forget. You know, so who knows? I mean, who really knows what the plans are? But I mean, at the same time, who expected the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and the physical type Raised Trunks units to get an easy A? You know, like that kind of came out of nowhere too. So, you know, we would never know at the end of the day. I mean, chances are things will happen, and we won't even, you know, predict it or know anything about it. It'll just happen basically. So hopefully it does happen to this guy, because he certainly deserves it. All right, let's see how he does with the Dokkan mode. I think anything over a million or close to that region would be pretty decent for this unit. I think that'll be acceptable. It's probably the better word for it. So 700,000 without the crit. So with the crit, he probably would have been able to reach that amount. So yeah, I mean, definitely lackluster in this sense. But at the same time, it is a max level 100 unit, and it's a little bit unfair to compare this unit to some of the other units, like, you know, that are at least a TUR state, or even like the Easy A, like the Raised Trunks units. You know, it's a little bit unfair to compare that to units like that. But at the same time, you know, something really needs to happen with this unit. Like I said, I don't know if it will, but only, you know, we can only hope. But overall, I mean, it ranges between this guy's attack stat potentials. I guess in a broad range we're talking about, you know, it could be anywhere from 500,000 to, I think the tops, like attack stats topped at like 880,000 probably, which is decent. But you know, at the same time, there was a lot of support helping the unit out in terms of reaching that potential. So, you know, I think the bottom line is, without supports, you're looking at probably about 500,000 attack stats, and then without it, or with support, you're looking at upwards of 800,000. So that's certainly pretty good, considering, you know, one, it's an old unit, and number two, it's only max level 100. So I guess in that sense, it's an okay unit. Of course, you don't really need to include this guy on any relevant team nowadays, but you know, of course, it's more nostalgia more than anything. I'm guessing a lot of people enjoy showcases like this because of that. You know, especially for all us players that have been playing for several years, and we remember these units when they first came out, and seeing where they are now. You know, it signifies how much of things have changed over time, you know. So it's always good to see stuff like that, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. So, I mean, if anything, hopefully you guys are enjoying the video for entertainment purposes. You know, getting some entertainment value out of it, I guess, and you know, to simply taking a trip down memory lane, more or less. You know, that's really what I intend to do with these types of showcases. I enjoy it myself, so that's pretty much why I don't mind doing these types of showcases on units like these. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This was the 100% potential for the Super Strength Super Saiyan 2 Trunks unit. Again, I do appreciate you watching as always, and definitely stay tuned for the next one. I'll catch you guys later. All right, peace out.